From Denton County, Texas, 272 pounds, the modern-day warrior, Kerry VonErich. And the special guest referee for this event, ladies and gentlemen, five-time Laurel Light Heavyweight Champion, flamboyant Eric Embry.
Time on World Class Championship Wrestling. Gorgeous Gary Young against the modern-day warrior, Kerry VonErich. Flamboyant Eric Embry, your special referee, and you have seen here over the last few moments how and why all this came about, and we still don't know what happened to poor Harold Harris.
Yeah, I saw what happened to poor Harold Harris. Okay, all right. I admit things are getting pushed a little far, Mark. I admit it's gotten a little crazy. Okay, maybe I've turned an old blind eye once in a while to things. Whoa, now. Eric Embry. He said he was going to keep the rules and adhere to the rules and regulations. Ring the bell, ring the bell.
Akbar didn't get out of the ring, so Eric made sure he did, and boy, he's hot.
I'm sorry, I didn't see a thing. What? 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 I didn't see a thing. What happened? What? He can't do that. Do what? You can't do that. He put his hands on me. Who? Eric Embry, you idiot. You know what I'm talking about. What?
I didn't see anything.
You know what I'm talking about. Somebody's going to pay for this. I think you better check your water. You've been drinking after the Camels? And he molested me, and you're going to pay for it. I think he's been drinking second trough to the Camels, Mark. Gee whiz.
Gorgeous Gary on Kerry over along the ropes, and this is going to be a whale of a match.
Embry has promised me, though, that he will officiate this thing by the rules. And if he doesn't, Mark, we will step in and pull him out, or at least try to. But he swears that he's promised me he will referee this thing as a world-class official. And so far, I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Indeed. Gorgeous Gary Young on the modern-day warrior. Eric's had enough of the illegal fist in the corner. Kerry's got the iron claw.
There's the claw. There's the claw. This is maybe what devastation's needed, a referee that would stand up to a Mark. I don't know if it's exactly by the rules, but neither is Akbar, so I guess we'll let it stand. Eric Embry controlling this thing, Mark. The claw, gorgeous Gary Young. Kerry VonErich dropped down. Young turning around a little bit, befuddled out of the way, backed off Embry, and there was the claw one more time. If he goes down, Mark, if his shoulders hit, this thing's over. Oh, look at that. You know, gorgeous Gary Young, you say a lot about the hype, and he is now the new Texas heavyweight champion, Mark. He's defeated BrickHouse Brown, the Texas traitor, the man who would back Tennessee, the man who backed Jerry the King Lawler, is now the Texas heavyweight champion. And you see, you have to say a lot of things about him, but he is a ring veteran. Unauthorized to put his filthy hands on me. I'm going to have my attorneys do some, and you better be at world class. You better be at that board meeting, mister. That's the last thing you do. You better be there. You know where to find me, 10 to 5 every week, brother.
Eric Embry with a very rapid count on gorgeous Gary Young, who has to come back much more quickly than he would like.
And Eric Embry staying within the bounds of the rules, more or less. A little bit physical for a referee, perhaps, but I think the circumstances warrant it, Mark.
Eric Embry with a smile and a big supporting cheer from this crowd as Kerry dishes it out.
And there's a discus punch, and Young nearly knocked off his feet. One leg hung up over the rope. He was just nearly decapitated by that discus punch, Mark.
Gary pulls him out, delivers another big right, and gorgeous Gary goes to the seat of his britches. And Eric's looking at Akbar straight in the eye. And it's a low blow.
And there's the case. Eric Embry looking away at Scandor Akbar. That hot temper got in the way that time. That hot temper in the way, but Embry not taking any part of it, all over Gary Young. He didn't see it. I don't think he has he certainly doesn't have the authority to disqualify it, I wouldn't think.
Remember, gorgeous Gary Young, as Kerry gets revenge.
There's something in Eric Embry's eye. Is this like the pile driver, Mark?
Gorgeous Gary was involved in Eric's farewell match here when he got beat and had to no longer wrestle with World Class.
And Eric Embry wanting him to continue to wrestle. He had something in his eye. I'm sorry, I guess he had something in his eye. American justice? Bad luck, brother.
This is the most partial, most sickening, most biased refereeing and officiating I ever witnessed in my great career. Is this your American justice? You better have your attorneys ready.
I don't know why I'm laughing. He's right. It's going to be a nightmare for me. But I guess I might as well like the rest of this sportatorium crowd and this, 6 million people around the country. Might as well enjoy it. I'm going to pay for it later, Mark. That's for sure.
We're going to jump in and take a quick break here as Gorgeous Gary locks up Kerry. We're back for more of the world-class main event after this.
Eric Embry on the apron, Mark, out on the outside of the ring with General Scandor Akbar, making sure Akbar, who was circling around the ring, would not interfere, as once again, Gary Young back on that sleeper. Kerry VonErich, Mark, a very, very strong individual. Those massive shoulders, that massive neck. The sleeper, of course, works across the carotid artery. It cuts off the supply of blood to the brain. When you're breathing hard, you need more oxygen to your body. The brain gets less by normally. You restrict the flow, it'll cause you to black out. VonErich, so strong in the shoulders and neck, it's very, very difficult. Although Aaron looks like he's finally going down. Very, very difficult for Gary Young. He's had that sleeper now for quite a while, but finally beginning to take its toll. No matter how big and strong you are, when the blood shuts off to the brain, Mark, it's all over. And here
Look out!
Look at this! Look at this! He's on his feet, Mark! He's on his feet! VonErich didn't even acknowledge that pile driver. Incredible! Could it be he found a counter for the pile driver? Is it possible that Kerry now for quite a while, but finally beginning to take its toll. No matter how big and strong you are, when the blood shuts off to the brain, Mark, it's all over. And here
Look out!
Look at this! Look at this! He's on his feet, Mark! He's on his feet! VonErich didn't even acknowledge that pile driver. Incredible! Could it be he found a counter for the pile driver? Is it possible that Kerry VonErich has found a counter for the pile driver, Mark?
It has to be. He blocked it in some way. It didn't even face it.
He's been fought it so many times. You know, the pile driver, a favorite move with Jerry the King Lawler. He's hung to the top rope. Gary Young's hung. His foot's caught in the turnbuckle, Mark. Referee Eric Embry walking away, not counting. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Referee Eric Embry finally coming over, taking his time, calling for VonErich to break the hold. Goodness gracious, calling for VonErich to break the hold. He should start the count. Eric's going to start the count.
Eric is trying to very patiently reason with Kerry here while Kerry has the iron claw and now finally begins the count.
Oh, he broke the hold there. He finally extricates himself from the turnbuckle. Gary Young hung by the leg in the turnbuckle, but I do not envy that position at all.
Kerry still with the iron claw as he drags Gorgeous Gary back in with a long count from the referee.
And look at that. Embry leaning against the ropes. Young unable to get his foot on the ropes. And Akbar is going nuts over here beside us. Doesn't know what to do. What? What?
Do something.
I knew I'm commentating. God, I love this.
Akbar is absolutely beside himself. I've never seen him like this.
Whoa! Almost. Embry, very quick counts on Gorgeous Gary Young. Very quick. As I was saying, Mark, you know, Kerry VonErich has wrestled Jerry the King Lawler so many times, and it's entirely possible in all his matches. Lawler, of course, a master, as is Eric Embry, of the pile driver. And, once again, Gary Young on his backside. It could be after all those matches that actually Kerry has developed the counter for the pile driver. You know, that move's been around now 25 years, Mark, and I don't think anybody has ever successfully countered it. Certainly not like Kerry VonErich did right there.
Gorgeous Gary Young in the midst of the iron claw.
No, Akbar making a signal. Whoa. Hey. Eric, look out. Look out up here.
Akbar has brought in Cactus Jack Manson, who evidently was ready on cue. Low blow in the ring as well. There's BrickHouse Brown down the other aisle.
BrickHouse Brown down the other aisle. It's a counter and counter. It's counterweight against counterweight now. Akbar. It's a game of human chess, and there's no better chess master in the game than General Scandor Akbar.
They seem to be out here to watch their respective individuals back. Now Akbar's calling for someone else.
Oh, no, this could be terrible. We've been looking for it. You know, anytime Embry's involved with devastation, you've got to figure out problems. Gary Young, though, in control, Mark. Certainly Akbar would not make a move now. I would not think. No, Young went too many times to the well, Mark. 1, 2, He was nowhere. Oh, no. General Scandor Akbar brought back the Botswana Beast. Beast knows no better, and Embry and the Beast immediately into it. Beast does not understand the convention of wrestling, and he's up on the apron immediately as Akbar catches Jack holding him back, Mark.
I'm stunned. The Beast has been overseas. He evidently has been flown in. Here's JimmyJack Barr.
And this thing is balanced again, Mark. JimmyJack Barr, BrickHouse Brown, the Botswana Beast catches Jack. VonErich hooks. Over here.
Akbar grabbed the foot.
Hooks the leg. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is what I was afraid of, Mark. It's going to be a war. Here they come. BrickHouse Brown in it. JimmyJack Buck all over the Beast. Embry all over Akbar. It's Embry Akbar trying to make it to the apron, Mark. He's trying to get to the fire door. Akbar looking for the fire door. This thing has turned into mayhem again.
Akbar's trying to get away, obviously.
Oh, no.
What is this? What is this?
What happened?
What has happened? A hand came through the door.
Somebody. Hey.
A hand came through that door and grabbed Eric Embry and mugged him.
Akbar was hit. Gorgeous Gary Young out over top. No. Akbar, get him. Incredible.
Mayhem here.
Where is Eric Embry? Hey.
Akbar tried to back out that door to get away from Eric, but then he turned him around and a hand came through that door and mugged Eric Embry from behind. Adams in the ring. They're trying to figure out what's happened. What has happened to Eric? Where is he gone? Whose hand was that? They're going to look for him. Let's keep it here a moment to see if they find him.
Mark, I don't know what happened. It looked to me like a hand grabbed him and pulled him out. Surely that isn't what happened.
It looked like he was abducted. He may have been carried away.
Akbar was here. I don't think the ninjas, and he's not here in the sportatorium at all. We saw the Botswana Beast.
They're coming back through the door now. I thought maybe they hauled him away or something, but maybe they're pulling him back. I don't know.
What in the world?
I thought he was just abducted.
Oh, no.
That's going to be Eric, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
Eric Embry is being carried back in. This looks bad. Adams, VonErich, Funk, and BrickHouse Brown evidently found Eric out in the parking lot just outside that door. And they brought him back in. All right, we're going to jump in and take a break here. We'll be back to try to find out what happened to Eric and whose hand that was in a moment.
Will you quit?
Frank is calling for the doctor to come to the ring, please. The doctor from the locker room. Whose hand was it? Frank up here checking on Eric right now. We don't know what the story is. You saw what happened. Let's view again quickly what happened in slow motion. Akbar, we thought, was trying to get away from Eric. Eric went out after him after he interfered in the match. When they got up here in the aisle, Akbar turned him around. That's when a hand came through and mugged him, pulled him out. After that, we don't know what has happened. As you see that here in slow motion, a gang up here, a premeditated ploy, obviously, on flamboyant Eric Embry. We are about out of time. We'll have news on Eric Embry hopefully by next week as they work on him now. Don't forget our big six-man main event as well. We leave you again with the footage of the hand. Whose was it? Until then, Mark Lawrence for Frank Disick. Have a safe week. So long, everybody.